Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the LCS NA Promotional Series, and boy do we have a game lined up for you. Picks and bans already underway as Falafel Gaming up against Nydus is Diamond 1, and Falafel leads it 1-0. I'm FourCourtJester, with me is the L3 IRD, the stream is the word, and I hear you're the relieved bird right now.
Yeah, I just had to take a little bit of break over there. Although my voice is kind of running low at this time, so I'm going to have to drink some hot tea after this one. Overall, it's been a pretty good game going out for Falafel Gaming. Now on the Red side, they're going to be racketing some pretty interesting picks. We do see the Rumble ban out, we do see the Cho'Gath and the Karthus ban out as well. Seems Season 2-esque, seems actually TSM-esque as well. I mean, I remember Rumble, Karthus, and Cho'Gath being those, well, not the Cho'Gath, but the Karthus and Rumble being very, very crucial for TSM sometimes.
Well, back in game number 1 of the first series with Falafel Gaming, both Cho'Gath and Karthus were used to really effective degrees by Falafel Gaming. Zingy doing his best Karthus impression. Did really well early to mid-game, but then unfortunately just couldn't scale well enough into the late. But yeah, not very surprising that we see those bans come out. Volibear, Jarvan, Elise. Curious that they would ban their own Jarvan. This means that we're going to see a new jungler from Falafel in today's series, but Elise getting out there as well. She seems to be making a lot of plays in these series today.
Oh my gosh, I mean, is Zingy really going to run this? Like, I mean, this is another Zingy thing that he's just going to go do, and he's just going to rock it well. On the other hand, Nydus Diamond 1 picking up Ezreal. That's actually something we haven't seen lately in the tournament. And yeah, Nunu going to be locked in on the other hand for Falafel Gaming. Just want to build a suspense because yeah, Nunu we haven't actually seen out in quite a bit, and especially with that Lulu pick already locked in. It's a Nunu Lulu. That's going to be really cool to say. And the Wild Growth on top of the Absolute Zero. It's like a double Empire with a little rainbow that's purple. That's going to be coming into play for Falafel Gaming.
Purple. Tastes like purple. Kennen, yeah. I'll go with it, double Yordle squad, and if you are right, I'm very interested to see a Nunu, a Zingy, Jungle, but yeah, this will be our first Ezreal, I do believe. We had him as a placeholder before, which kind of threw us a loop. We're like, huh, Varus and Ezreal, that's cool. But yeah, I think this will be the first time we actually get to see him play, but hey, Kha'Zix mid, can't go wrong, but now we got a Jace. Jace very likely to be going top, and the Lisa in jungle, Zyra to be the support. That's kind of my 10 cents on that, but we have ourselves a Katarina. Ooh, we have a reset champion on the board.
A double reset all the way coming into play for Valkyrin. I mean, he did that, well, just damage output in general with that Rumble, and now with Katarina. It's going to be pretty fun to see. Really quickly, do you have like 23, 22 right now, or are you a little bit still behind?
20... 19.
Yeah,
18.
okay. So I'm gonna pause out.
I think you're slightly ahead, but
yeah.
I mean, pausing is not going to help you.
Okay. So
it's a live stream. Not like it's a replay there.
Oh, okay. That's true. That's true.
That's alright. We'll just live with it. I mean, it's not that far off between us, but
yeah.
So we're just waiting for this last few seconds to tick down. Does it look like everyone is now going to be settled in? Zingy will indeed be doing that Nunu jungle. Couldn't tell you the last time I saw a Nunu jungle. Would have been like early Season 2 when counter jungling was introduced by M5.
Yeah, exactly. And the last time we would see it was probably like a TSM invitational, TSM just trying out, or some other people trying out the Nunu jungle. I think there was a point where Season 2 consume was a little bit lower in CD. There was a lot of damage output that could be coming out from Nunu, at least in the jungle, just take away from it. And unfortunately, it was just well, c'est la vie, because of Blood Boil, that nerf that came into play, instead of 15 seconds, it's 12 seconds for the length of Blood Boil, and then your cooldowns are still at the same kind of setting. It's just unfortunate, and you can't, I guess, double the Blood Boil pressure with that Nunu. So we did see that nerf, and that fell out of favor for most people playing out that support Nunu. Unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing a support Nunu. We're going to be seeing a support Lulu actually come into play, and this could be another like 2v1 kind of situation where, especially with Lulu Caitlyn, that's so much poke coming in from Falafel Gaming.
Yeah, a lot of poke, but we have seen some semi-poke comps come out to reasonable success, especially with Falafel up against who was it? Project Challenger in their first game series. That was a really pokey comp from Project Challenger. But this round, yeah, I mean, we're going to have to see how it does end up, but I'm really concerned about Valkyrin and Katarina, because not only is Katarina an extremely deadly reset champion, but with the way that Falafel Gaming is playing, I foresee many resets and a lot of death on the field.
Yeah, definitely, and a lot of resets, but a lot of death. But Cybolic this time going to be playing against Jace. Probably going to have to start out the Doran's Blade start yet again, just to keep up this thing, keep up the harass on the anxiety, LOL, but also keep up on the CS. Again, Cybolic is going to need to build into, I think his usual build right now is haunting guys into whatever big item he wants to go into. Again, there should be the Zhongas, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes a little bit off the path and build out like some gold for 10 item or something like that, because that Jace is going to be really, really hurtful in that early game, especially if he does go into melee form. Goes right onto Kennen, who again is okay as a melee or as a out attacker harasser, but if he gets closed upon, it's not the best of ideas for Kennen to stay too long in that fight.
Well, Symbolic did a really good job with Kennen last round. Again, I'm very curious to see how well Valkyrie's going to come in, but as Zingy, I mean, we have seen Karthus, we have seen Jarvan. I'm curious to see what kind of pressure we're going to see here with the jungle Nunu, but Consume with a Smite. It's very reminiscent of Cho'Gath. It's Feast and Smite. It's just really hard to kind of take them away when they really put their mind to it. And we got the last few seconds ticking down. Game number 2, Falafel Gaming going up against Nydus is Diamond 1, the team coached out by Vlanatek from Korea. You can hit him up on Twitter at Vlanatek, and we're going to have to see if we can actually extend this to a game number 3, or if we are going to be crowning the top 4 first initiation with Falafel Gaming.
It will be Falafel Gaming trying to get back to the seed and actually fight in for that qualifier round. Yet again, trying to fight for the LCS spots. I think, yeah, they had a pretty hard round to actually go through. And, well, this time they might have maybe one of the lower seeded teams like Marn or Complexity that they will have to fight through at the end. Anyway, it'll be all on the line during the qualifier session during the summer promotional relegation tournament. So we'll see that coming into play. Again, the prizes for this tournament is another tournament, so we'll see that happen pretty soon.
What do you win if you win another game? Yay!
It's a long climb. It is a long climb, that's all I'm going to say.
Reminds me of Family Guy. It's like, oh man, I'm going to drink this beer. What do I win? Another beer! Yeah, I can go all night.
Oh man, just think one day maybe there's like an all-star like LCS tournament, and then that tournament's going to be another tournament within another tournament. It'd be, I don't know, too much tournamentception coming into play, but it'll be pretty cool to see.
Well, Riot did do the that World Invitational. God, like last September, last August, somewhere around there, just before the Season 2 final.
Where McNoon just trolled with, was it McNoon? I'm pretty sure it was McNoon with the Z5Z or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. I mean, McNoon was just pretty much unstoppable at that point. But yeah, I mean, it can definitely happen. And we also got that NA LCS All-Star vote so that they can go and play their heart's content in China. And then everyone complains that it's a popularity contest. Well, it's a vote. That's how you win. Popularity.
Welcome
Gets you
to
places.
Summoner's Rift.
Sometimes, still thinking Pator should be the support for NA, just saying.
Well, so does everyone else not voting, so that doesn't help him at all. We do see this 5-man roam coming up with Nydus. I always want to call it Nydus or Main. I was like, nope, that's not going to be it. So the 5-man roam from Nydus coming up. It is going to see Waka 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 up top, and that's going to hopefully tell them that, oh, we got a lane switch going on. Curious to see if they're actually going to switch on the switch, so we do get kind of the 2-on-2, 1-on-1. The solos can be left alone, or if we are just going to ignore that and just keep invading as is.
Surprisingly enough, I don't think the Caitlyn did get shown up from that one. I think he missed off on the Q to finish up, because if the Sonic Wave actually hit off the Caitlyn, that should have been Resonating Strike to try to collapse onto that one. But yeah, they're going to see it back off, they're going to see the wards, they're going to see Lily just still waiting around, so they're going to expect 2v1 swap, and we'll see what'll happen for Nydus' Diamond 1. What are they going to respond with? And it's looking like they're going to keep it standard.
Yep. I don't really see too many issues here. So yeah, okay, it's going to be Ezreal down there with that Zyra, and already again, everything's going to be spawning out. Everyone's going to be taking a camp and destroying it before they do get back to lane. And Nunu is not starting at red. This is interesting because we have seen him typically start off as red as Jarvan, but now again with the Nunu, it looks like he's going to go blue first. I guess he needs the cooldowns for the consumes, the ice balls. Of course, he will have the visionary every 5 attacks to get off that free spell, but oh my god, did that go down fast.
Yeah, definitely, and we're going to see Nunu just go right back in, try to farm up wherever he can, but he does know, or at least the team kind of guesses where there's going to be wards, so that's going to be dangerous for that Nunu to actually step in that red buff, but I'm pretty sure he's going to say, yeah, let's just go take over the red buff right now, since I do have consumed, since I do have, I think, blood boil as well, so it's going to be really key to just finish it up really fast.
Yep, and that's definitely the advantage of the Nunu jungler, the speed that he can kind of single target down everything. Now, of course, he's not really AoE, as we have been seeing a big preference to more of those AoE junglers, but this round we do got Lee Sin, we do got Nunu, both of them primarily single target, although Nubert does have a nice splash that he can apply to those weaker minions. But already Azingi does have himself that red, and he's going to be coming up top. The lane switch is not going to be so kind to Anxiety. He's going to be Jace in that top lane, but at the same time Kennen's got to deal with it as well. But could we be seeing, remember game number 3 up against Project Challenger, the kind of 3-man push and just kept going?
Yeah, we're probably going to see that because there's Blood Boil now into the fray, and having that Blood Boil onto Caitlyn, who's going to get those crits and get that damage, it's going to be pretty immense over that top lane. We do have Valkyrie taking a lot of damage at mid, so I'm not going to be surprised if direct the camera goes right back down there. It's going to be a fight to the finish of that bottom lane. Who's going to get that first take, and who's going to go get that first kill?
Undecided at this point, but that was a good tower damage push in the top lane. Nice timing out from Azingi, and as you said, the Blood Boil on top of Caitlyn is just going to add damage to damage, and the tower down there not looking so good with Cybolic just trying to fend it off. But either way, low creep kills coming out from both of our solo laners. We got Nubert up here. He's forsaken the jungle in favor of just trying to keep up this counter pressure, but it's taking its time, and that tower is not looking so healthy.
No, it's not. It's especially going to go down in the next probably wave. Azingi still blood boiling up. The Caitlyn taking a lot of damage over there. While on the other hand, Cybolic has done a pretty good job defending over in this bottom lane. Hopefully he can finish up and finish that one down. But over in the top lane, what do you know? There is a tower going to be going down.
Before the 4.5-minute mark. So what we saw in the games with Challenger was actually dual towers at 3 minutes 30 seconds. This time not really as quick, but still 4.5 minutes. That's basically the job well done. We might see the swap, or we might see them rotate now mid. In fact, yeah, Waka's just going to go into the bush and go back. I was curious if he's going to hoof it, because there's absolutely no one mid right now. Nubert is going to come back to the mid, just hold it for now, as Kha'Zix is going to have to return. But Kha'Zix wasn't looking so healthy up against that Caitlyn, or sorry, that Katarina.
No, it wasn't, and Katarina is going to be doing some more damage into this one, plus getting a little bit more defensive with the Seeker's Arm Guard award to boot, to make sure that she can stay a bit alive, but also keep up the damage output over onto Kha'Zix. On the other hand, Kha'Zix hasn't drunk in that 42 pot, still sitting on it, plus 3 red pots as well. So he's going to try to sustain through this lane. He's going to have level 6 really soon. He's going to be clearing out and making sure that Katarina will be staying at the tower. And that's going to be the time for Kha'Zix to make plays. If Kha'Zix can go ahead, run down the bottom, roll down the top, and get some kills off of that, that would be really key for Snowball for Nydus and Diamond 1. But on the other hand, it's looking like a Dragon take, and especially with the Zingy. I think he had like 4 smites with double consumes, and then also a smite as well. So very, very cool to see that Nunu just bring out more advantages for the team of Falafel Gaming.
Yeah, they tried for that dragon. Unfortunately, Nydus remained just being a thorn in their side. But 0-0, and yeah, the lane switch has now been initiated. Cybolic's going to go back up top, but he's going to be at the creep disadvantage compared to Jace. Jace, of course, has really not left that top lane, and he's going to be doubling at this point. But tower down, the global gold will be in favor here of Falafel, but 43-35 in terms of the creeps because of the travel time for Caitlyn. Of course, she is going to be a little bit lower than we would have liked. Now, Valkyrie able to land some decent damage here on top of that Kha'Zix, but it's not quite tower diveable yet. Not entirely too sure why Zingy was there, but he's going to go counter jungle in, it seems.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be trying to do some other counter junglingness. Although he kind of needs to clear out all those awards. I don't think he would want to do this, but Oracle's like Season 2-esque with that Nunu would be pretty key into setting up this Dragon Temp in bottom lane. But then again, that's a lot of gold to be invested on. We do see some damage coming up, and we're going to see Newbird try to regank this one over bot.
Yeah, Newbird comes in with the safeguard. He does land out the Sonic Wave, but he's not going to follow it up. Once again, Blood Boil on top of Waka Waka Walk is going to be affording him a lot of movement. We got a Katarina down here as well. I think she was seen out by a ward. We did get a ping, but I'm not entirely too sure they actually know that she's still there. But now she's going to go right back up through that river and will get spotted out. And Zingy thinking maybe he's going to be heading back as well. So what turned into what they were hoping, a nice tower push, got defeated real nicely there by Newbert. And top lane, we have Cybolic just by himself. So he's going to be catching up with creeps real quick.
Yeah, Cybolic this time going to be building the hunting guys straight in, while Jace going to enter the Goddess going to go rage up into that late game status, especially with Kha'Zix doing the same thing. Oh, Waka Waka Walk, taking a lot of damage, great grasping roots coming out from KT Nydus, her main, and it's a very, very smart little champion to play. The Zyra is going to provide a lot of zone, and actually a lot of disengage. The Absolute Zero, the Kennen ultimate that's coming in, Slicing Maelstrom, they're both going to be doing nothing. And on top of that, if you do have the Katarina ultimate coming in Death Lotus, they can stop that as well with the Grasping Roots, or even that Stranglethorn. So very, very smart pickup for Nydus and Diamond 1 to pick up that Zyra.
Cybolic has caught up there in the creeps. Bottom lane pretty even, 63-59 and counting, as they're basically just call them even. Now Kha'Zix is a little bit behind in terms of Katarina, but Katarina, she already has herself that Seeker's Arm Guard. We got two tiers of the Goddess now for Nydus' Diamond 1, one on the top lane, one in the mid. So very curious to see if we're actually going to get to a point in the game where both of those can be converted to Mira Manas, because that's a lot of extra damage.
A lot of extra damage and a lot of take away from that Kha'Zix. Well, on top of that, also for the Jace as well, I wouldn't be surprised seeing the Mirror Mana going to be built up for him as well in that late game, probably third or fourth item. I've just been warned that there is going to be a pause in about a little minute or so, so we'll see that come into play. Waka Waka Walk taking a lot of damage. Can they finish with the kill? Bobby Hankill not going to be finishing that one up, but the True Shot Barrage going to miss off the line a little bit later, and Waka Waka Walk is, well, low again.
So Riot Games is saying that there's going to be a pause coming up in a few seconds, so don't be too alarmed, guys. Nothing else is really going off and wrong, but we got Newbert there in the back, maybe looking to continue this fight. But yeah, if Waka Waka Walk had actually been hit by that true shot, I'm not entirely too sure it would have been a kill, but it really would have brought him low. You can see a Zingy down there now as well, and both of our ADCs, I think Caitlyn has the item advantage at any rate with that Berserker's Graves. But when Ezreal goes home, what do you think we're going to see here from Ezreal, as it's our first one in the game? Bloodthirster, Infinity Edge, Blade of the Ruined King, or more of an old school Trinity for us?
I actually can't really tell. I mean, Doran's Blade start, that could be synonymous with anything. If it's going to be Lifesteal start, it could go right straight to Blade of the Ruined King and go from there. Probably the standard would be Bloodthirster though, or even IE, but Bloodthirster first into whatever items you want to build into. Last Whisper, which would probably be the second item if they go Bloodthirster, and then on top of that, Boots, Phantom Dancers, and all that other good jolly, well, Miss Molly stuff right there for Ezreal. Especially with that 8, is it 8CS? Yeah, 8CS lead. I wouldn't be surprised to say Blade of the Ruined King though, because they're just expanding, they're making this lane phase go longer. And with Blade of the Ruined King, you actually want to use that, you want to utilize it more during the lane phase than actually after, when you have to push out and kind of just duel out at the end where you have no turrets around you. Having that in the lane phase would be really, really crucial for Ezreal, and especially for him to close gaps onto Caitlyn. It'd be probably a good thing to buy out, but I'm expecting a Bloodthirster, truthfully, for that bottom lane.
I wouldn't be too amiss to see a Blade of the Ruined King into an Infinity Edge or a Trinity. I mean, big damage, big lifesteal. Definitely seems to be more and more Season 3 ADC style. But, you know, Zingy, he's been walking around, he's been wandering around. We've had some blood boils go down and good times were had. But, you know, him with a Karthus or him with a Jarvan, he seems to be a bit more active with those other champions. He seems kind of passive this round.
Yeah, I mean, Zingy's just going to chill out for a little bit. Hopefully he can help out, support some damage into the team. And with the Nunu, Lulu, and, well, I guess if you want to go back to IPL 4, I believe, It was Nunu, Lulu, Soraka. That was the triple comp that Dignitas was running to protect the ADC. This time it's going to be protecting the Caitlyn with that Nunu and Lulu. It's going to be pretty key for Zingy to keep that Blood Boil on, but to keep the pressure with himself taking a lot of the shots. We'll see if that actually comes into play, because Nunu, again, not the, I guess, most coveted target, but if they can tail down that Nunu really fast for Falafel Gaming, I mean for Nydus Diamond 1, then they'll take that advantage and then just try to go from there. It kind of reminds me of that first game with Challenger, Project Challenger. Like, they have a Zingy playing that Karthus, who did pretty well for that lane phase, but then again, they found him out each and every time, and each time they did take him out, they took him out really fast and made sure that he would die really quickly. So I'm liking the team comp per se this time a little bit better for Falafel Gaming, just because Nunu does provide a lot of bit of support, but then again, having that support, it might not be the best thing in the end of everything, especially if this game goes like 45-50 minutes in. Yeah, they're going to have a lot of push with that Blood Bowl, but is that really the thing that's going to help out in these team fight situations where Absolute Zero is going to get countered out each and every time from the Zyra?
Do you know what I really want to see? Banner of Command Nunu. That's what I really want to see.
I want to see CLG actually do that, just double banner command from like both lanes, have an Wrecker as well to tower dive onto everything in between them, and just win.
So good.
I mean, promote is still promoted minion and promote are still a really good thing. Actually, I was trying out the banner command for a little bit during Riot Games. I was just trolling around and just playing it around. Yeah, no. I wish it did more. That's each and every time. That's what I say when I buy it. It's like so expensive, and then you get to it, and then it doesn't really do too much, and I'm like kind of disappointed. It's like Wrecker. Like, I spent so much money to get this result. That's kind of disappointing, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I still want to see it. I mean, I know that it's really likely not to be viable anytime soon, and in high-level play, you got other things to buy.
Yeah,
but still, I miss my days of Charles, the promoted minion, wrecking havoc in the name of whatever team I'm on.
That's like almost as better or as good as sort of Divine. The first day everybody was trying that one out, and then saying, nope, I don't think I can control the 3 shots that I get in for those 100% crits.
Riot, tease up, please.
It's actually, they said it was about, it's gonna be like a 10-minute wait, actually.
GG.
Yeah. That's gonna be unfortunate.
GG. Alright, well, a little bit of time to kill, I guess. We got
I was gonna say,
sounds of the Summoner Rift to keep us company.
No, that's true. I was gonna say tomorrow, or yeah, tomorrow, technically, into 8 hours. Is that right?
Man.
Yeah, 8 hours. We're gonna be doing a EU cast for you guys. It's either gonna be the third place or finals game. Did you actually talk to Borson, or?
No, I haven't been on Skype all day.
Damn. So we'll find out when we wake up or so. But we're gonna be doing one of those matches for the EU Online Promotional Qualifier to finish up the first or second place game, or the third or fourth place game. I actually don't have my info sheet with me, but I know that the teams that are going to be playing around are pretty strong, so keeping up on that'd be really good. For the NA side, this is the same thing that's going to be happening. Might as well just talk this while we have the chance and opportunity. The NA participants actually locked in for the LCS Promotional Tournament. The 4 Challenger event qualifiers are Quanta Gaming, Velocity Esports, Square Duck, and, well, they're called Team Summon now, and One Trick Ponies. Quanta Gaming have that number 1 seed, Velocity Esports number 2, Square Duck number 3, and One Trick Ponies on the number 4 seed. And in this tournament, for the Rank 5 qualifiers, to get the number 1 seed, you'll be able to face against One Trick Ponies, the number 4 seed, in that relegation tournament coming into play. That relegation tournament, if you guys want to see more information about that, that's actually the same link that's already posted in the Riot League Championship Series, and it's the summer promotional part. So do check that out if you can. It's pretty much, this tournament is going to decide seeding pretty much anyone who, or everyone that's actually going in for the promotional event, and hopefully whoever's gonna go in the end to try to beat out Marn, try to beat out Complexity. I mean, anyone's game for the LCS still, and yeah, the 7th and 8th spots are still up in the air, but still, it's looking pretty grim for our favorites, at least our Marn Cats, our friends from the fighting game world.
Yeah, Team Marn did make his big debut there in the fighting. Him and Claky D, both of them, really from the FGC and Street Fighter, and etc., etc. But yeah, they found a home here in League of Legends. It's interesting just the differences between things like what we consider esports and what the FGC considers esports. And there's a lot of rivalry that goes back and forth. I'm not entirely too sure why we can't just get along. It's all just video games, but there's very different skills in playing footsies in Street Fighter versus playing footsies here in League of Legends. But some of it is transferable.
Well, I mean, that's the first step we need to take. We have to do some cross-country or cross-gaming borders. Cross-country, oh my god.
You always get that wrong.
Yeah, I do always get that wrong. Cross-gaming borders to, bridge the gap, bridge out that olive branch and say, hey, we have gaming in common. We should work together and create some good events. But then again, it's not a very bad thing coming out to play to see, everyone having their own kind of niche. It's like UFC and kickboxing. It kind of works out the same way as well.
Well, I hear the game.
And it just pauses again, I think.
Damn it. I hear the game, I don't see the game. 3 minutes to resume. Why are you doing this to me, Retiza? Oh my gosh.
I was gonna say, I heard some news from Reginald, or I think he said something out of the blue saying that MLG is not gonna be carrying League of Legends. That's kind of sad to hear. That is kind of sad to hear. I don't think it's true, technically, but yeah.
Think about it. What can MLG offer that doesn't already work? They can't use any of the top teams unless it's going to be an LCS promotion. Riot doesn't want to pay for that because they already have their own studio, so that's out of the window for MLG, which means MLG gets kind of the pick of the litter for the next tier, which is this one. And if our viewers are anything to indicate the popularity of people that are not LCS pros, they're not going to make a return on it. So yeah, I did hear that MLG is going to be dropping their League of Legends content. I hear that they will be picking up some tournaments, but I'm not entirely sure it's going to be league play, like what they do with their StarCraft year to year.
Yeah, it's probably just going to be like the invitationals or exhibition tournaments that we've seen so far, having 4 teams from around the world just do some duking and going out for a good money prize, which would be really fun to see. But yeah, it was just unfortunate that MLG is doing that. I'm not surprised though that IEM...
Yeah.
Huh?
It's money.
Yeah, it's money. I mean, I'm not surprised that IEM and... Well, I was about to say IPL, but rest in peace, IPL. IEM is still going to keep up their coverage in League of Legends because, again, we were checking out the League of Legends, EU stuff, and technically, with the help of Crepo, I would say, having 3,000, 5,000 people watching that event still, it was really, really interesting to see that next level tier teams. And the next level tier teams in EU was pretty strong, actually.
Well, by default, they have to be strong because they're going to be the best of the next pick. And again, just like what you see in NHL, NBA, anything really sports related, you're going to have that next highest tier, and that's where the new pros are going to be coming from. So it makes sense in esports to have these kind of things so that you will have these tournaments for replacements when you do need them. Because if the only way to keep these tournaments going is to keep teams interested, and the only way to keep teams interested is to kind of give them that incentive that yes, they can get to the pro tier.
Yeah, but I don't know. On the NA side, it's a little tougher, I guess. At least viewership wise. I remember the We Do It Ourselves Cup. They did a pretty good promotion for everything that they did, and it only peaked maybe 1,000 viewers, 700, 800 viewers. I mean, it's very tough to see the NA side be what it is, and yeah, First Blood and everything.
Jeez, really? The game starts and the First Blood is now gone. Alright, fine. First Blood gonna be picked up here by Nydus. Is Diamond 1 a Zingy with that Empire style ult at the end, the absolute zero, not able to really take them down, but really?
Noober taking out that First Blood over there, and everyone in the chat room going, Noober! That was a pretty good one coming out from Nydus' Diamond 1, making sure that they could get that kill over in the bottom lane. Unfortunately, Baby Zeus taking that First Blood kill. Not really surprising, actually, coming out from Baby Zeus. Actually, face checking a lot, getting killed a lot. Not yeah, not surprising that that is the first blood going back into the game of Nydus' Diamond 1 in this Game 2 matchup.
Man, oh man, fine. So this pause really did kind of rob us there of first blood. It's like the stream wasn't even up by the time first blood went down. But whatever the issue was, hopefully it is solved. We won't see it again. Remstar's going to try to put up some pressure here on top of Valkyrie and doing a decent job of it. But still, I mean, first blood doesn't really indicate too much. They're still behind in gold compared to Falafel Gaming, simply because, again, if you look at some of the creeps, it's going back and forth. But I believe we also have that tower, yeah.
Tower.
That's the extra global gold coming in.
That is the extra global gold, and yeah, we are going to see a Blade of the Ruin King for that bottom lane Ezreal.
Yes.
Comparably, probably going to be a, I would say Bloodthirster for that Caitlyn. I mean, we see more Caitlyn to just rush to Bloodthirster, although, again, not a big fan of it, but then again, it's effective, it's 80 damage, it's the extra damage you get in the early game, so that'll work out in the late game as well.
Yeah, all those chats and Newbirds. That's pretty funny. But yeah, with the Blade of the Ruined King, I've been seeing it more and more in Ezreal these days because it's great damage, it's great attack speed, which synergizes very well with his passive, and on top of that, the lifesteal to boot. After this, I mean, he can go into an Infinity Edge or Eternity Force, whatever he really feels like, but it's very likely not to be a Phantom Dancer. So we got a 3-man push coming in here bottom lane. Didn't exactly land as much damage as they wanted to on top of Falafel, but now we also got Katarina and Nunu going to be making their way down, but they are spotted out by a ward, and that is going to be the end of that. Although now they're reversing the gank, might go mid.
Yeah, they might go pick up this gank over in mid, and we do see over there Newberg going to go over there. Nydus Remain actually used her ultimate. I think the team of Falafel Gaming knows, and that's why they're pressuring really hard. But Baby Hank are going to go for the kill. Walk. Gonna be able to do that too. Ultimate for ultimate. Oh, unfortunately, not gonna be able to take out the kill, and ultimate gone from that Lulu.
Wow, that wild growth. While it did come in extremely late, just very lucky that we had 1 hit point left on Waka. Otherwise, it would have been another kill there going towards Nydus is Diamond 1. But Azingi, again, making his appearance here bottom lane. It was Valkyrie who went back to town. He has himself that Seekers and now Haunting Guides on top of things. Haven't seen any kills from Falafel at all, despite the fact that, you know, we got this reset champion. We got kind of some of their better picks here in the bot lane. But right now, Nydus 1 is really trying to push down this bot.
Oh yeah, but there is a little bit of sneaky play coming in play for Nydus Diamond 1 over that bottom lane, like you said, and we'll be seeing that come into play really soon. There's pings saying go back right now. Don't think that's actually the smartest idea, because I think they got this caught really well. Valkyrie gonna get caught in between, but he's gonna miss out all that CC. Then he gets the Death Lotus, and I think Nydus Remain's gonna go down.
Yeah, how did they actually miss out? That Nydus Remain will drop to Azingi with that Ice Ball. Valkyrie, however, wow, no, it wasn't the Ice Ball. It was the double for Valkyrie. Did he use Ignite? Yeah, it did use Ignite, so that's how he got that one. So somehow, not catching Valkyrie ended up in a double kill for Valkyrie. I was going to be putting 2 kills now on the board, and this is what I was afraid of. With that reset champion, she can make some really high damage plays, and right now she's going to almost face check there into Newbird. Actually baits out that last attack. Ice Ball going down. Newbird is going to have to safeguard away, but that's going to be the ace in the hole. Does get blocked out. Dragon, however, did go down to Azingi. Was that the smite? No, it wasn't. It was probably just regular damage, and things will go back to normal. Still, gold lead still here for Falafel Gaming. 2 kills now on the board as well, and both of them going to Katarina.
Yeah, Katarina's just going to be able to build back and then get some good damage. Or build healthy and build that tank and work in for the next little fight.
Oh man, I remember that.
Really quickly though, Sabolic, I mean, when haven't we seen him play Kennen? He played Kennen pretty much all throughout the second, third game of the first series, playing it again for the first 2 games over here.
It was Elise, I think, in the very first game.
No, he was the Vladimir that kind of farmed up for like ever, but didn't really do much. And yeah, we'll see that coming into play. So Balak has been doing a really good job with this Kennen. Again, just farming up whenever he can. 118 to 114 on the CS score. We do see Anxiety LOL going to be picking up a Brutalizer, so he's either going to go, well, Cleaver first or Dead first with that Skank over here at top.
Anxiety is going to try to make something of this, but here comes Remstar. That's going to be the kill. for sure. Jace, however, did drop extremely low. Bobby Hank Hill is going to be down here. That Stranglethorn absolutely hit nothing, and that was a wild growth now already used out from Baby Zeus. So the knockup was great, but I don't think it's going to be enough to quite win that. Zingi's in here as well, but that's going to be an absolute zero. It's going to be slowing down Newbert. He is going to safeguard to a ward, and it will not matter whatsoever as Zingi takes home that kill with the help of the Katarina. So Katarina is now sitting on that assist. Waka Waka does have that barrier ready to go. Baby Zeus coming in, and he grabs the kill with help picks, and Nydus remain has to run for it, but we got Katarina and a Zingi coming down, and I don't think she's going to get out of it.
No, Zingi's gonna actually Valkyrie gonna be able to finish up that one over at bottom, and that was just an unfortunate take. Oh, Baby Z so much going down from the passive coming out from Zara, but dang, Baby Zeus, that help picks on top of that glitter land, saving out the life of Waka Waka Waka.
Yeah, that was a very prolonged fight here in the bottom lane, but ultimately they did end up grabbing 3 for 0, then probably the bottom tower at this point. Now Valkyrie is going to come in here for the defense up against Remstars. Actually, it ended up 4 for 1 because, or 3 for 1 because we did lose Cybolic top. But Cybolic, he just used that opportunity to go back. He has himself as well that Seeker's Arm Guard and the Haunting Guy, so very similar builds between him and Valkyrie yet again.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see them just go in, rock in with their damage, although Kennen still has the 42 pot, so he can add that extra 80 damage when he really needs that. Although the Seeker's Arm Guard, the takeaway from that, he is going to have to build it into a Zion's Hourglass in a little bit, so we'll work with Cybolic, we'll look at Cybolic and see what he's going to be doing in a little bit, but overall, both the AP carriers are doing a really good job for Falafel Gaming. The thing is, can they stay out alive? Can Zingi tank up a lot of the damage? Because, yeah, there isn't really a big tank after a Zingi. Yes, Cybolic is building healthy with Haunting Guys and probably going to go and rallies as well. But he's not really a tank, and that's what the key is going to be coming in for that Zingi, especially with the Wild Growth going to be out in play. They're going to have the fake tank with Baby Zeus of on Lulu's ult, but overall, there isn't really a big tank on the team, so Falafel Gaming are going to have to really rely on Nunu staying out alive through most of these fights.
Yeah, this is a good point. Usually with that Jarvan or a nice beefy top lane, you do kind of have that big wall, but yeah, this round not exactly there. I'm curious to see if Zingi will go a bit more tanky after this. He does have the Shurelias already, and you know that does give him a little bit of extra hit points on top of things, but the Shurelia's main use here is that's just going to get them more into position. That's going to be great for Valkyrie because as soon as he can jump in there with his Shunpo, it's pretty much death for breakfast unless they can get a hard CC on him. And in terms of hard CC, we got, what, Stranglethorn?
Yeah, Stranglethorn's...
A Dragon Kick, I guess, will work.
Technically. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, you do have a slow that comes out from the passive of Orbital Spikes. And yeah, unfortunately, that's all that we get.
Orbital Spikes is Cho'Gath, right?
Oh, sorry, Vorpal something.
Long day of commentating.
Yeah, happens a little bit, but the W output that comes out from Kha'Zix, I mean, that's pretty much the slow that comes out from them.
Void Spikes.
Void Spikes, there you go.
Yeah, no problem,
Yes.
Bird. I'll steer you into 2,000 flies. Cybolic gonna come in here, is gonna say hello Anxiety, and that's gonna be the stun combo, but it doesn't even bring him down to half. So I mean that's every trick in the book right there. We also got Valkyrie coming in, so looking for those stuns. Valkyrie gonna just ignore Remstar, looking for the Death Lotus, doesn't quite get it, but Cybolic will be able to finish it off. And now Valkyrie just has to kind of dodge between a lot of these skill shots, and unfortunately will not work out for him as Newbert is there as well as Nydus her main. Kennen, however, does have himself that nice escape card. I think he got blood boiled on top of that from his from Nunu. So 1 for 1. Not exactly what Falafel wanted.
Yeah, but it's okay. Falafel gets that one kill, but I think this is going to be a dangerous Waka Waka Waka. He's going to take a lot of damage. Still gets out alive from this one. And zone out from a Zingi's up. So Zero going to be able to take that away. Very, very smart play from Falafel Gaming.
And the ace in the hole at the end. Nuber's going to take the pain for that one. But that was once again the wild growth from Baby Zeus, just really saving the bacon here of Waka Waka. That was also the barrier and the flash and the net. So it was just like, oh, I got to get out of dodge real quick. And, well, admittedly, she did. And they also took out the tower to boot. So 3 towers and a good amount of gold lead, about $4 grand in the bank. Falafel Gaming still 20 minutes up pretty much in the driver's seat so far.
Yeah, for now though, it is nice and Diamond 1 in the back end of this one, but they have a good amount of CS coming out from both the carries. Yeah, the AP or the 80 Assassin coming in to play Kazakhs 171-200, and on the other hand, a Ezreal 173 compared to the 155 over in that bottom lane. Although Falafel Gaming still keeping up that global advantage, picking up a Dragon as well to brew. I mean, that 4K goal difference right now is still a pretty big difference for 20 minutes in, sorry.
Towers are going to get exchanged. Their top lane Anxiety is able to put one on the board for Nydus is Diamond 1. So 6-3, 26 to 30 gold, doesn't really, 1,000 gold, doesn't really change too much in the grand scheme of things. I don't think we're going to see a Zhonya's first from Katarina. I'm thinking we're going to see a Riot.
Yeah, maybe a Rally is coming into play for Katarina. Yeah, definitely a Rally would be a pretty good thing, just getting that tankiness. I think the old build before was you go Rallies, then you go like Warmongs or something other than that. I don't usually play AP carry, but the biggest thing is it's also Neandry's tournament that it's going to be probably built in a little bit for the Katarina. So Valkyrin's going to go either way with his build. He's going to keep on grilling damage. That's the biggest thing about it. But if he goes Rally's Crystal Scepter, he's going to have to pair that up with the Neandry's Torment. If you didn't know, the passive from the Neandry's Torment, it works with a slow and gives out that 5% damage input with the health effectiveness. So very, very cool to see. We do see Zingy trying to go in, help out the team. And I don't think they're going to go engage on this one, but it's going to be another push. And unfortunately, Nydus is going to push out over in that bottom lane.
Yeah, we have had Kazakhs just kind of left to his own devices there in the bottom lane, so the split push power from him is pretty strong at this point, but still a lot of pressure here in the mid. He doesn't care, he's just going to keep going. I mean, Jace has Symbolic tied up top in the 3 versus 4. We're not really making that much progress here from Falafel, so now we are going to converge on top of Kazakhs, and if he doesn't start getting out of dodge now, which I think is what he's about to do, yeah, he could be in some trouble. Is Caitlyn going to find him? Is Caitlyn going to find him? Yeah, okay, no.
Yeah, Caitlyn just gonna wait out, and yeah, there was supposed to be a ping going off of there. He just like inching in the bush and gonna be able to see like there's nothing there. So no Bugman going out from that one. Not gonna go Blurk all over there, but it is Valkyrie going all over the face on Bobby Hankill and also keeping Nydus their main. So they're going to back away from this one, and we're going to be seeing the push up over in this second middle turret. Could be actually a middle turret going down, but then again, there's Caitlyn over at bot instead of mid.
Yeah, that's the big AD damage that you really need to push down these towers. So Valkyrin sitting a little over half. Unfortunately for him, will not really be able to kind of dive anytime soon. Bobby Hankill didn't actually go anywhere. I mean, he does have the Blade of the Ruined King on top of just, you know, lifesteal on top. I'm fairly sure he has the lifesteal bonus on top of that, and he's gonna go home. He is gonna go for a Trinity Force. So as I said, I've been seeing that more and more, and I don't know why it's resurging so much. But Trinity Force after the Blade of the Ruined King doesn't even care about tier 2 boots. He has himself the Arcane Shift if he needs it, but it's all about the long range damage for him, and I'm really excited to see if he can actually bring that to fruition, because he's still sitting at 0-2-1.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be down in the CS score, but the biggest thing that the Trinity Force will bring in for the Ezreal, that Sheen proc, that is a lot less now, and so that's why a bit of people are still buying up in the Trinity Force. It's really working out well, but the other hand of this is, well, Phage is not really as reliable, and unfortunately Zeal will be used up. Oh my gosh, this same fight is about to galore.
Ooh, Zingy going to be taking a lot of damage. Stranglethorn's going to go up, as well as that True Shot Barrage. You got Remstar's going in. He's looking for that kill, but gets exhausted, and Valkyrie able to grab him. At the same time, we got Kennen in the back line there. He's going to go down as just too much for him to deal with, as Valkyrie has also now jumped into the fray, but it does look like 1-for-1 will be the exchange. Everybody's low on both sides except for Waka Waka Walk, so he might still continue pushing, but either way, a lot of potential there for a lot more kills. Just unfortunately, didn't have that last bit of burst to make a dream come true.
Yeah, unfortunately for that, yeah, Valkyrie just shooting down, gonna try to clear out some wards, and unfortunately gonna get pink for pink, and they're gonna have Katie's Nydus remain to do that. Oh my gosh, this Zingy is so low too, but he's been able to take the blue buff away from there, and they're gonna go back away from this one. Great job by Falafel Gaming just pushing it in for the win. Unfortunately, not really getting that win, just trading off 1-for-1 and the kill score.
7-4, still holding about 2,500 gold lead. Now the towers have also kind of equaled out because of that last push. We did get that last bit of global gold going towards Nydus' Diamond 1. So in terms of the game, at 25 minutes, I think we won at 28 last round. The score was like 20-4 or something like that. So this game definitely a lot higher win chance coming out for Nydus' Diamond 1 because we're really not out of this game by any measure.
No, they're not, and they're going to keep on playing it out pretty well. I mean, Rumstars has been doing a really good job zoning out the team, making sure Caitlyn and Valkyrie can't really say, yeah, I'm tuning it all in, we're going to win. That's going to be the bad idea, and that's a good thing that Falafel Gaming has said, okay, we're going to have to back up from this one. The only thing they have to make sure, they have to keep Kennen in the same kind of capacity in the area to make sure that they can take away a, well, kill as well, so... hopefully that will come into play. Nydus is Diamond 1. They're going to have to just keep on spreading themselves out. Whenever they can pick off somebody, they can pick off really well and fast. They should do it. But if they can't do it, they can't really team fight engage because there's a lot of damage output that's coming out from Falafel Gaming. And they have a lot of protection for the Caitlyn, for the Katarina, and for this Kennen.
Yeah, well, we do have that Crystal Scepter as well. That's something I just noticed. And thank God she did have it because you just saw Valkyrie get poked down real hard there by the combo of Ezreal as well as Kha'Zix. So, as I said, you know, we do have something of a protection here for these guys. And now we might have a pincer maneuver coming in. Cybolic, however, nope, that's not going to work out so well. He's going to get caught and dunked real hard there by Remstars. Unfortunate for him, Cybolic, RIP, and that is very likely going to give over the Dragon now to Nydus 1 unless we have some kind of crazy play coming in. But hey, it's a Zingy and friends. The crazy plays with their middle name.
Yeah, they definitely do create the havoc with Vitamills with their champions. But this time, it's looking like Falafel Gaming is going to have the, well, front off on this one. We'll see them trying to defend up over the mid area. Oh, Zingy got out. Going to be taken away right quickly. Remstar's getting another kill and a reset off on his leap. He's probably going to go in, push in for the win. And then there's going to be a Katarina to boot, trying to defend this. I don't think they're going to actually defend out this metal second turret. They're going to be taking that one down for Nydus in Diamond 1.
All of a sudden, what happened to that gold lead? It is absolutely evaporated. Nydus' Diamond 1 is playing very solidly here in this mid game as they've now almost tied up the creeps, the kills, have taken a tower lead, have taken a dragon of their own, and all of a sudden, like, we're just back to parity here in terms of gold. So, Trinity Force and the tier 2 boots. We also have a Fortitude pot coming out for Ezreal. On top of things like Lee Sin has himself a big giant spell and that runic bulwark. Now, Azingi, strangely enough, he still has that Shurelias. We actually still have the double Shurelias that we've been seeing a lot more now on Falafel Gaming, but he also has that Aegis as well. So in terms of the runic versus the Aegis, at least it's there, and this is something that we didn't actually see from him in previous matches.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see they actually rushed up to the runic instead of just going straight into the Locket of, well, Locket Socket, Locket of Iron Solari. And, well, we'll see what will actually come into play for a little bit. Because with Lee Sin building up tanky, he's not going to be providing too much damage. He's going to be just providing the rezone, the zone in, and capture of whatever target they're going to try to capture on. And that's the big thing. I mean, if they can capture one of these members of the team of Falafel Gaming, they're going to be able to just clean them up really fast. Again, saying they don't really have tankiness, and Zingi's the only one that's really tanky. And then again, that's just a runic bulwark, and that's pretty much it. So, really, really interesting stuff coming out from Falafel Gaming. How are they going to defend that against one? They have to make sure they get everybody in with those AoE ults.
Gold still staying relatively even between the two of them. Remstar is just kind of roaming the jungle. We do got Katarina in the south, do got Cybolic there in the top, and that is going to leave the rest of the team here kind of mid. But 3-on-3, I'm not entirely too sure Falafel, with two of their heaviest hitters not in the mid, can actually force anything if the issue is presented by Nydus is Diamond 1.
Yeah, it's not looking too well for right now. We're going to keep it up onto that mid lane posture, and we'll see Valkyrie trying to clear out a ward. Then it is a weird ward for the ward trade off yet again. And I don't know what Falafel Gaming is going to do. They can't really do anything to cover up or take away from this game right now. They just kind of push it in just blindlessly while we see Kha'Zix push it in over that bottom lane.
Yeah, something to note that Cybolic does have teleport, Kha'Zix does not. So if they know that Kha'Zix is down there, now would be a really good time to kind of press an issue, especially if that acceleration gate. But also, with that acceleration gate, it's a little hard to catch. And there's the Shurelya's actually popped up, but Falcon's just going to get denied from that. Sybolic's going to come in here. Was that the teleport? It was. He's just going to drop real low before doing any kind of damage. The Stranglethorn's going to go up as well. Keep Valkyrie there in line, but the Azingio going to come out, and that's going to help take down Zyra. But still, all that effort, and they only got Zyra while Kha'Zix is still free to push up in that bottom lane.
Yeah, and we're going to see the rotate coming into play. Nydus' Diamond 1 is doing a smart little play as well. They're going to go over to top. Yeah, probably top lane and try to get that one out. Remstar's going to go leap over the wall. Unfortunately, shoot point way too early for Remstars, and that is going to be a takeoff from there. They pick up a turret, they pick off only one death, and now they're going to be able to push up over in the top lane.
I was actually hoping that they were going to go for Baron because everyone just would have been busy with Remstars. He could have played easy interference, just hopping over those walls all day, but unfortunately not. Still, they were able to push up top a little bit, but they weren't able to really push into the tower, so I'm not entirely too sure that was really worth their time.
But they did take over that bottom second turret, so that's pretty much what was worth it. That is Diamond 1 not taking that map control. They're going to try to get some more control over in the area. The blue buff for Falafel Gaming side. And hopefully Nydus' Diamond 1 will be able to take a Baron, an easy Baron to boot, because they have so much control at mid and bot.
So back at the picks and bans, he said something about a poke comp, and it's working. It's the only thing I can say about it.
I mean, he had the Mystic Shot coming out from Ezreal, who does have that Blade of Rune King and also that Trinity Force. That's actually going to be a lot of burst poke, Sheen proc, and then auto attack on. It's going to be really good. You do have that you get that poke coming out from Void Spikes, and on top of that, the acceleration gate on top of Shock Blast, which is always a pretty cool combo. And then, yeah, the catch comp is a very, very strong thing. Remstar going to try to get in on Sybolik.
Sybolik's going to try to get out of this one, but Remstar is very persistent, especially with those Void Spikes and, of course, with those acceleration gates and the hammer swapping from Anxiety. It was just not meant to be. Sybolik's been caught out multiple times now. He's sitting at 1-4-1, not the best of scores and not where you want your all-star top laner to be. And now with a 5-man kink force coming in through the mid, yeah, Falafel's gonna have to give up this entire engagement.
Possibly. I mean, it's going to be a lot of damage coming onto this middle inhibitor at least. And it's looking like the zone coming out from KT Midas Remain is doing a really good job against Baby Zeus. And they can't really do too much about it. And they're going to wait for this next wave. About this time, though, Sybolik should have at least Home Guard boots. Nope. He's going to build into a blasting one. He's going to rock it from there instead. So he's going to be a little bit late trying to get into the play. Will they be able to finish up this Nexus turret or the middle inhibitor? And we'll see. Bobby Hankill actually backing away from this one and doing a lot of good damage. Is the team of Nydus today? Nydus is Diamond 1.
I think we should just call him Team Nydus.
Nydus, yeah.
5-man retreat is going to be signaled. There's that hyper acceleration gate on top of things. Kha'Zix is going to go straight for the dragon, as will Azingi and crew. But yeah, he's going to be able to just jump over that wall. Not a problem. Azingi's going to start this one off. So for their trouble, they might be able to grab themselves this dragon. But still, they're very much on the back foot. Gold differences aside, turret differences aside, every time Sybolik gets caught out, it looks like they give up something.
Yeah, definitely. And we do see Nydus trying to push in for this one over there. They're going to be able to get this one Falafel. They're looking to actually take a Desperation Baron. They don't have any vision or sight on that one ward that really is kind of in between everything. Neighbor gets that Sonic Wave already registered in onto that Katarina, but I don't think they're actually going to start this. And the same way for the team Falafel. I mean, they're not actually going to start this. They're just going to be there to ward out and clear some wards whenever they can.
Yeah, clearing wards and setting the bait, but again, the poke comp is just giving so much vision here for Nydus, and they could just start, chipping away at the hit points to the point that Falafel just cannot engage. I mean, look at Sybolik, again, almost down to half hit points before the fight has even started, and more poke coming out from Nydus remains. So this poke comp, where Project Challenger tried to go for more of an AoE clear comp, this poke comp is definitely leaps and strides ahead of that.
Yeah, the poke comp is doing really good stuff in this mid-game to late-game go. We'll see if they can keep on going with this. Tear the Goddess is still on the mind for both Jace and Kha'Zix. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be building that up into a Merman really soon. Surf Embrace, that'd be really interesting to see, but yeah, Merman are gonna be onto both of them. Last Whisper almost butt off for Jace, who could go to Black Cleaver as well. On the other hand, wow, that damage output. That Last Whisper plus a Black Cleaver for that Kha'Zix. I mean, Kha'Zix looks like he just wants to pillage and ravage all over the team of Falafel Gaming.
And that's exactly it. If we can pillage and ravage the team of Falafel Gaming, then yeah, Nydus is going to take this to game number 3, and we're going to stay up another hour and a half. So I don't know if I want to vote for that.
I mean, it could be a possibility that's coming in really soon, but we'll see if that actually will happen.
Now, at the same time, I mean, Falafel Gaming, they looked pretty dire in some of their games up against Project Challenger, yet they still were able to bounce back. Let's hope that they still have a little bit of that spirit left in them. Otherwise, they're just going to kind of fold under this continued pressure. And that's going to be a catch on top of Waka Waka Walk. That's the Stranglethorns being thrown down as well. Anxiety is going to be taking home that kill. Zingy has to get out that flash, but do we have a true shot barrage? I don't see one, and it looks like Zingy's going to be able to get out of this one. But tower down, inhibitor down in the bottom lane. Kennen doing pretty much the same thing. He's kind of going for a base race as he's able to take down the tower. He might be able to take down the second one as well. It's not an AD character, but the AP down there will kind of do the wave clearing. Looks like he is going to get pushed off by Kha'Zix in the bot. I was hoping the camera would go down there, but tower for tower, inhibitor unfortunately did go down as Waka Waka Walk did get caught, and again, driver's seat is going more and more towards Nydus at this point.
Yeah, that is just the way it didn't go for a little bit, and hopefully the team of Nydus Diamond are going to go catch another one. Valkyrie in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, Zonia's is cool and all, but with nobody to help out, nobody nearby, and I don't think any ward coverage right here. This is going to be a very deadly Baron if it is picked up by Nydus.
Yeah, Nydus is going to have to wait around. Baby Zeus going to try to zone out, but we do see the team of Falafel Gaming responding. Cybala coming in through the teleport, and they're going to at least stop the Baron attempt for now. Can they actually take away and finish up this Baron, though? Falafel Gaming, this is probably the only chance they have of taking an extra little take for the team.
Yeah, but they don't have Valkyrin, so as noble as this might be, they kind of needed to finish it all off. Newbert, however, is going to drop just before Nunu does, and Cybolic is actually still in the back, landing all these kills. Baron, unfortunately, playing as that 6th teammate, so to speak, throwing on a lot of damage, and Red Team able to take home Baron, so I guess that was worth it because they starved out the Baron, got it themselves. Unfortunately, they did lose 3 team members, but they killed 3 team members. The problem is that Remstar wasn't there, and he's pushing the base.
Oh, Bobby Handkill doing a lot of disable onto that Caitlyn, but Katarina's going to go respond right back in, and is going to be able to defend out that base. But I don't know if that was the strongest take. I don't think that was the smartest idea to try to bait out that Baron and actually try to finish it up as well, because that costed them the inhibitor turret from bottom to push over at mid, the damage on those Nexus turrets, and unfortunately a lot of other global gold kind of takes coming into play as well.
Look at all the death icons on top of Baron right now. It's quite funny. But did anybody even survive, grab that Baron buff? Like, we don't have it here on Valkyrin, and we lost the other 3 teammates, so I guess it's only Caitlyn. Wow.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. Caitlyn didn't mean the only one, but I mean that's the most important one technically, because you need the extra damage boost at this point to try to defend some of the aggression that's coming into play, coming out from Nydus Diamond 1. On the other hand, Nydus Diamond 1, I mean, yeah, they lost out Baron, but they're going to keep on pushing. They're going to go rotate middle, I would say, and push that down, and rotate top to push down the second turret. Probably the smartest to play to actually make sure that the pressure is down over that mid. Cybolic's still at bottom lane, so you know that they're going to try to backdoor that. But I don't know if you want to backdoor 4v5 against the team. It's not going to end out well, usually.
Well, we're down still that mid inhibitor here for Falafel, so they do got to concentrate most of their efforts there on the mid. We've got some wards going down, but it's not going to find anything here. Dragon might be coming up fairly soon. I've actually honestly lost track of when he did go down. That's going to be a Shurelius, and that's going to be Bobby Handkill going in, looking for that kill. Valkyrin, however, able to put up a lot of damage. Unfortunately for him, he just kind of gets turned upon, and That's going to be it for him. Nice wild growth there at the end by Baby Zeus, but it will not save out Azingi or Valkyrin or Baby Zeus either. But Cybolic coming in and doing some really big cleanup. Fortunately, he will go down, and that's going to leave us with Caitlyn, who also does drop. Triple kill coming in for the Remstars, and despite the health here of Anxiety, Lull, and Remstar, they might be able to just finish this game off.
Yeah, it's going to be the 1-for-1 trade-off. It is Nydus them and one going to pick up this game number 2 of this best of 3 series. Congratulations to them. Well, pushing up for another game, and well, I guess we're going to be here for best of 3 matchup. Coming into this one.
I'm laughing, I'm not crying, I swear. But yeah, again, game number 1, very dangerous to get that mentality in that, oh man, we creamed them, we can do it again. Unfortunately, hubris is the downfall of quite a few different teams, but Nydus played an extremely solid game number 2, and that's going to force them into that 3rd game where everything is on the line.